Walter S. Gerard. I've been Sunday school director for over 46 years, and I'm the Sunday school director for the New Spirit Baptist Church here in Dallas, Texas, where the Reverend Otis Grimes is pastor. Today's lesson for July the 10th in the year of our Lord 2022 is "The Word Heals." And the background scriptures for this lesson are taken from the book of John, the 4th chapter, and the 46th through the 54th verses. This is lesson 6 in our lesson series, Partners in a New Creation. And it's lesson 2 in unit 2 of that lesson series called The Word, the Agent of Creation. Unit 2, The Word, the Agent of Creation. Now, the events leading up to the printed text for this lesson began when Jesus was in Jerusalem for Passover. That's when he became aware that the Pharisees were beginning to recognize or to notice how popular he was becoming. So he decided to go back to Galilee because he didn't want to attract too much attention to himself at that time. Now, on his way to Galilee, he and his disciples went through Samaria, where he encountered the infamous woman at the well, which is another story. When Jesus finally arrived in Galilee, the Galileans welcomed him. They had been to Jerusalem also at Passover time, and they had witnessed all that he had done there. Now, they felt differently about him than they did the last time he visited them, and that was when Jesus said, a prophet is not without honor, except in his own country. Then he visited Cana in Galilee, where he did his first miracle by turning water into wine. And of course, that's where, while he was in Cana, that's where our lesson text begins. Now, reading the scriptures from the New International Version of the Bible, John, the 4th chapter, and the 46th through the 54th verses are as follows. Once more he visited Cana in Galilee, where he had turned the water into wine. And there was a certain royal official whose son lay sick at Capernaum. When this man heard that Jesus had arrived in Galilee from Judea, he went to him and begged him to come and heal his son, who was close to death. "Unless you people see signs and wonders," Jesus told him, "you will never believe." The royal official said, "Sir, come down before my child dies." "Go," Jesus replied, "your son will live." The man took Jesus at his word and departed. While he was still on the way, his servants met him with the news that his boy was living. When he inquired as to the time when his son got better, they said to him, "Yesterday at 1 p.m, the fever left him." Then the father realized that this was the exact time at which Jesus had said to him, "Your son will live." So he and his whole household believed. This was the second sign Jesus performed after coming from Judea to Galilee. Again, may the Lord add a blessing to the reading, the hearing, and the understanding of his holy word. Now, our text begins when a certain official whose son lay sick in Capernaum heard that Jesus was in Cana. He left Capernaum and went to Cana, which was about 16 miles, where he encountered Jesus. When the official got to Cana, he went up to Jesus and begged him to go to Capernaum and heal his son, who was close to death. Jesus replied to the official, "Unless you people see signs and wonders, you will never believe." Now, this sounds like a rebuke, but Jesus was frustrated. Jesus wants people to believe in him on faith. He told his disciples once, "Ye of little faith," and then he went and healed, calmed the seas. I imagine Jesus feels the same way about us as we as parents feel about our children. We kind of we don't particularly care to hear our children question us about when we tell them something, why and what, when, and where. We want them to just know that we're telling them what to do and they should do it. Jesus wants us to believe in him in that same way, like little children. Now, the official was not going to give up that easy. So he kept on begging Jesus to go with him to Capernaum to heal his son before his son died. Now, in verse 50, Jesus finally told the official, "Go, your son will live." And the official believed Jesus and left, going back to Capernaum. Now, the scriptures don't say who this official was, or if he was a Jew or a Gentile. Now, I believe he was a Jew because Jesus wanted him to believe in him. And Jesus came to the Jews, not the Gentiles. There were two Old Testament prophets who raised someone from the dead. That would be Elijah and Elisha. Now, they had to be there with whomever they raised from the dead. Jesus, on the other hand, didn't have to be physically with whomever he healed or raised from the dead. On his way back to Capernaum, the official met his servant. Actually, it was servants. The scriptures say servant singular in one sentence and then say servants plural in another, but it was actually servants. But it was only one servant that he actually talked with, and he met this servant, and the servant told him that his son was living. In other words, that his son had been healed. So the official asked the servant what time his son got better. And the servant said, about yesterday, no, not yesterday, he said it was yesterday at 1 in the afternoon when the fever left him. Then the official, who was the father, realized that it was the exact time that Jesus had said, "Your son will live." Jesus is the Word made flesh. With just his word, he could heal. Because of this, the official and his whole household believed, which means they were saved. John says that this was the second sign that Jesus performed after coming from Judea to Galilee. The first, of course, was turning water into wine at that wedding in Cana. We don't know exactly how many people Jesus healed in his earthly ministry, other than the specific healings that we read about in the Bible, such as healing the 10 lepers, the paralytic man, the blind man, or the woman with the issue of blood, etc., etc. Other than those, there are verses like Matthew, the 8th chapter and the 16th verse that tells us of Jesus healing many on a single occasion. Now, the one common denominator in all of these healings is faith. Either the faith of those who came to Jesus for healing, or the faith of those who brought someone to Jesus for healing. Now, not that physical healing wasn't important to Jesus, but his healings during his earthly ministry were for a higher purpose, to cause people to have faith in him. Faith in Jesus brings us spiritual healing. which is far greater than physical healing. No matter how healthy we maintain our physical bodies, they're going to get old and they're going to die. Unless, of course, we die young or we are alive when the rapture comes. However, if our sin-sick souls are spiritually healed, we'll live forever in our spiritual bodies. Yes, one day Jesus will turn our fleshly bodies made of dust and dirt into spiritual bodies, which will be just like his, and we'll live forever. If we believe in Jesus, that is. Jesus can heal us of our physical sicknesses or afflictions if we go to him with enough faith to believe that he can do it. If he doesn't, it's because he has something far better for us, spiritual healing. If he does heal us physically, then we should feel obligated to witness to a sin-sick world about his power to heal. In doing so, we will cause other sin-sick souls to be spiritually and or physically healed by Jesus. The word heals. I hope you gained at least one thought from this Sunday school lesson. May God bless you and may he ever keep you.